The scope of work on this project for cabinetry is a little overwhelming. As you know, this is like an existing house, then we've had to add on to it to have a kitchen that would work for our family because the existing kitchen was very small. So the cabinet plans are really important to have in place as you are kind of simultaneously making sure that your plans are set, that everything's perfect there, can go to the engineer. Also in looking at, traffic flows, how the cabinets relate to the furniture, and definitely how the cabinets and the appliances tie into your lighting and electrical plan. That's very critical. This is where the new kitchen will be. These lovely gentlemen are demoing out the brick today so we can get started on digging the footings for the new space. Designing the kitchen and the kitchen cabinets is definitely one of the most important pieces of the puzzle here, and you definitely want to get it right the first time and in the beginning, because you can build in so much function and really specialized storage if you really break down your process of how you cook, what you have, like small appliances you may add later. So really kind of thinking long term, but analyzing in depth, like what you have, what you want to have, and how you and your other family members cook is just so important. For us, I know that we're 2 cooks in the kitchen, so I want to have a full 48 inches instead of just 42 inches for all the work aisles. So from the countertop to the island, I need 48 so that my husband Chester and I can both be in there going crazy. And then I know too that we need to have 2 prep areas. So I know how I prep, and Ivy and Helen and I, we all prep the same way. My husband preps a different way. So he has a different prep area than I do, but then that kind of leads decisions on where things go, where the knife drawer is, where the cutting boards are, they're next to that. All the little prep bowls are right there too. We do a lot of advanced prepping so that I can still come home and feel like I've cooked a meal for my family. All of this chopping and stuff happens, and then most of the ingredients go into little containers. So then I come home and I plug and play with ingredients, and voila, we have a gourmet dinner. So those containers need to also go right there. So we've also got to think about, well, what are your appliances? You need to select your refrigerator, your freezer, dishwasher, your range, wall ovens, microwave. Absolutely everything needs to be selected before you start designing cabinets, because it has a great impact. And if you know you want to have inset cabinets, you need to have a built-in refrigerator. A panel front refrigerator that's not built in with inset cabinets is never going to look good, ever. So kind of knowing a bit about your cabinet style, are they going to be full overlay or inset doors, is important before you go select appliances, but then the appliances are important before you design your cabinets. So everything's always one thing before the next. I've already selected all of my appliances, so I've drawn them in and figured out how much depth I need for everything, and that did bring about one big piece, which right before footings were poured, I discovered that this was drawn in the architectural plans at just 24 inches deep, and I need 26¼ inches of depth for a panel front built-in refrigerator. Not to mention, just a regular countertop for built-in cabinets is going to be at least 25¼ inches, because you would account for 1¼ inch of countertop overhang. It would never be just flush with the 24-inch deep cabinet box. So after you kind of get through the floor plan piece and you have a sense of this is my prep zone, this is my cleanup zone, this is my surface cooking zone, this is my baking zone. It's different for each client. But once you kind of get through that piece and have your appliances placed and your items placed, then you know, okay, I need drawers for that, I need doors for that. And so then that's when I start with elevations. So each and every wall of the kitchen will be elevated. Here you see I have a stack of elevations. So this is the range wall I've started on. And this kitchen is really, it's too big for us. It's more space than we are ever going to need. So I'm thinking I'm going to just completely eliminate upper cabinets on the range wall and do something really cool instead with marble and stone to make a statement, because there's really not a need functionally for those pieces. But you can see I've kind of written in, I'm going to have cook stools here, oils and spices pulling out left and right of the range because it's a deeper depth. I always design a hood that's actually wider than the actual range. I like pots and pans and drawers. Then I've got an elevation here. I've decided to go with separated fridge and freezer columns. So I like symmetry, and so this is going to allow me to have symmetry here, because I'll have a 36-inch fridge column, and then on the opposite side, a 36-inch freezer column. I like to have the dishwasher to the left of the sink because I'm right-handed. Dishwashers are always on the right for some reason, so then you're scraping and cleaning, and then you're passing it to your right hand, and then you're putting it in, and it just doesn't make sense. So I don't just do it because that's what everybody else does. And then I'll have the pull-out trash on the right. Starting on the island, sometimes aesthetics really play into my island design. Function's very important too, but All I know is that I need to have a warming drawer in the island because I want to have that close to my serving zone, so where my plates and things are. So I'm also going to have my serving zone is partially on the island, so I have plates and bowls. I like those in a drawer with a peg system. And knives will be here for my primary prep station, some cutting boards below, warming drawer. Other than that, still kind of working through the details of what else needs to go there. Then a really large butler's pantry here connecting to the dining room. So designing that cabinetry, I really want that to be like a jewel box of a space. Really pretty, unusual, and will be a place to display all these crazy things that I collect, silver and china and colored glass and crystal. I'm really excited about that, and that's a big design project in its own. In the addition, basically the existing kitchen is becoming kind of a mudroom, a pantry, which I'm hoping will serve as like a little bit of an auxiliary kitchen. So like right around here, a big pantry, and I'm calling it a scullery because I'm gonna have a sink and a dishwasher and a fridge in there, so it can kind of help as a catering kitchen and a space that we can close off. When we have events and parties, I can have caterers go in there and close the doors and still have a dishwasher, a sink, secondary refrigerator. So some of that kind of messy stuff can happen there, since in today's homes, these open kitchens are just not as conducive for catering.